Hi everyone, Rudy here, and welcome to my channel. So we're going to do a quick update on Bitcoin today because if you've been watching the recent price action and how all cryptos appear to be rising up, it really appears that we are at the precipice of a breakout. So let's dive into the charts to see what we can see, okay? So what I have here is we're currently looking at the chart of Bitcoin on a daily time frame, and the bullish structures keep panning out. So what do I mean by that? So in our last video, we did identify that we were in the midst of a ascending triangle right here, where price has been coiling up, meeting resistance, but when it goes down, it doesn't go lower than this particular low. So it keeps going up like this, and price is slowly coiling up like this. If this momentum keeps building, we will eventually break this price level of around $44,700. So that is bullish case number one. The other thing to note is if you even ignore the ascending triangle structure and just focus on other factors, there are a number of other bullish indicators at the moment. The first one is, if you notice, we have formed 1, 2, 3, 4 bottoms right here. And this particular recent structure, we have currently formed a double bottom where you have this particular bottom right here, this bottom right here, and this particular recent structure is also forming a cup and handle. This particular price level of around 42,187 was broken just now. So because we have broken through this particular price level on a daily time frame, what we have is we do have a technical target to the upside, which is typically the height of the double bottom structure. In this case, when we overlay the height of this particular bottom right here, we have a technical target for Bitcoin of around $48,000. Now, this $48,000, we may get there within the same day, like it's crypto, anything can happen, or we can get there slowly, where you have a back test of support first, maybe struggle a little bit with this neckline right here, $44,600 or $700, maybe go back here to back test this particular neckline as support, eventually break it and meet the technical target to the upside. Another thing to note on a daily time frame is we are at the precipice of a golden cross. So a golden cross is this 21 EMA right here, and this 55 EMA are about to cross. That is usually a very good indicator that momentum has really changed back to the upside. So currently, everything is lining up for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto markets to really make a move to the upside. However, while I really want to tell you guys that we are really back on an uptrend with certainty, there are still hurdles to overcome. For example, when we go to the weekly time frame, remember, we need to be above the EMA structure so that we can really confirm that we are back on an uptrend. Right now, the key price level that we have to overcome is 43,474. This price level, though, is only 3% away from being overcome. So it remains to be seen, are we able to really blast past this finally? And more importantly, once we blast past it, we have to back test it as support. So we have to eventually fall down, test it as support so that we know that we are really going on our way up. If we finally break through here, we can officially confirm that we have formed a running flat. So a running flat structure for a year and a half now would be basically we have a high right here, we formed a low, we formed a higher high, and we formed a higher low. So we keep having a bullish structure to the upside, and eventually we will bounce off from here. That will prove me wrong because I did think that we were going through an expanded flat right here where we will break this particular low, but eventually bounce back up to the upside. But it remains to be seen. The key thing to note is we really have to break through this 21 EMA right here, currently at 43,609. Once we break through that back test data support, then we are really good to go. The more important question for you then is, what do I do moving forward? That assuming that you also have a cash position, what do you do now? There are a couple of things to note, and it really depends on your risk tolerance. The first thing that you can do is, if you're a bit of a degen, is once Bitcoin forms a golden cross right here, and we have candles that back tested a support, then you know that at least on a daily time frame, we are going back on a major uptrend. Do take note though that we have just formed a golden cross. While historically it has proved quite significant, where every time we do a cross back, we have significant upsides. Even this one, we form significant upsides. There may also be a case where Very similar to what happened in August 2020, where you have a bullish cross, but then we just hover sideways. So you have a bullish cross and then a bear and a bull and a bear and a bull and a bear before the subsequent move to the upside. What about your altcoin positions? What about the gaming crypto positions that we have been talking about? This is where we are really just 3% away from Bitcoin blasting past the 21 EMA right here. So there are a couple of scenarios at play. Once Bitcoin goes above here, and hopefully back tested as support, then you know that if Bitcoin is able to hold here, then you can really start putting your positions back in gaming cryptos. Otherwise, not financial advice, but I would really suggest not aping into gaming cryptos right now, even though they appear to really have significant upsides at the moment. The risk level is still very high. You know why? Because if we get rejected here on a weekly time frame and we fall back down, then expect that all of these altcoin positions will have significant downsides, much greater than what Bitcoin's downside will be.